I'm Miriam Ramsey. I have been with Purium for about 6.5 years now. A really beautiful 6.5 years. And I'm happy to say that I've made some beautiful friends here, as well as transforming my health. And one of the things that we are here to talk about today is transforming health. And transforming it, there are lots of lifestyle changes that we can make. There are any number of lifestyle changes we can make that really up levels our health. And we know that, we read about it, it's in the news. And what we're here to talk about today is transforming health through really premium nutrition. So I'm going to start I'm going to do a screen share of some information I want to share. I want to make sure that everybody can see that. And Bless, will you give me a thumbs up if that looks good? Okay, thank you. So we're here to transform health through this nutrition and also to change our lives really long term. This is not about a diet, it's not about a life, it's about a lifestyle change. So we're talking about look, feel, and perform your best at any age. One of the things I want to share today is a little bit about my own story. So I'll start there. I have been a psychotherapist in Bend, Oregon for over 20 years. And one of the things that I noticed in the past 10 years was really how many people were complaining, how many of my clients, I was in private practice, complaining of anxiety. So I went digging a little deep into the research, deeper than I had before, and looking at why that was, that we were really having this influx of anxiety and depression in our world. And it turns out that it's really affected by nutrition. So that on the work side, that was one of the things I was seeing. And it's one of the things that's helped me to transition to the work I'm doing today. The other thing was personal. I was having a personal health crisis that I was having migraine headaches every day, and it, of course, affecting my work and the quality of my life. I had gained about 35 pounds that were really quite, they were stubborn pounds. They just didn't want to budge. And I also had lost a lot of energy. I've always been athletic. I've always had lots of energy. And I've always been able to keep the weight off or just, maintain a really healthy weight. And that was changing. That had changed. So about 10 years ago, I started working, and the migraines were really impeding a happy life for me. So I started talking to many doctors. I talked to probably 30 different healthcare professionals. I was hospitalized with these migraines, and I really couldn't find a very good answer. Like, some things worked a little bit. About 7 years ago, a friend of mine who was an RN, and I'd been, known for years, trusted, was doing this program that we're going to be talking about today. And I really could see how it had helped her. And I was really hungry for some help. And I just jumped on. And in 10 days, I noticed an increase in my energy. So that was the first thing I noticed. And then I noticed over time, 10, 20, 30, 60 days, the weight dropping off. And I am able to say that has been sustainable for me. And the biggest thing, well, they're all big things. Like, my energy is better than it's ever been. But one of the biggest things is I don't have any migraines anymore. And I've been experiencing migraines since I had, I don't know, since junior high, I would say, probably 13 years old. And they just had gotten progressively worse over decades. So that's an incredible change for me. So I started using this program and looking further about how nutrition changes our lives. And one of the things that people who I talk to about this ask me, well, you know, why can't I just eat out of the grocery store and eat well and eat, you know, eat my vegetables and like that. And I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna move to the next slide if I can here. One of the reasons I talk to them, or one of the things that I say is that our foods have changed. Things are not the way they used to be. So 100 years ago, all our food was organic. Our vegetables grew in healthy earth. The fruit was picked from the trees, and the farmers actually farmed. Pure nutrient-dense foods were abundant. Chemically preserved and highly processed foods were almost non-existent. Food was fresh, the soil was filled with vitamins and minerals, and our water was pure. Everything our bodies needed, we received from the earth. And this is not a true story anymore. So now what's happening, I can see if these slides will work. One of the things that I think is really important to know is just in the past 30 years, there's been a huge and drastic decline in our food quality and in our soil quality. Up to 75% of the foods in our grocery stores are depleted of their essential nutrients and are really filled with toxins. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. It's estimated that now 99% of the soils in the US are depleted of the vitamins and minerals that used to be there, that we really need to survive, to thrive, and flourish. So we also, in the last 30 years, have seen a strong and really direct correlation between the decline of those soils and the decline of our health as a population. According to medical experts, the standard American diet causes a multitude of health issues. And I think that's probably why most of you have come on the call today, and why we are really passionate, why I'm really passionate, I know others on this call, and we at Purium are really passionate about sharing what we've got, because what we've got transforms lives. What we've got makes a difference in the quality of our life. One of the sayings at Purium is the quality of the life we live is very highly affected by the quality of the foods we eat. So about 30 years ago, or just about 30 years ago, Dave Sandoval and Amy Venner had gotten together, and they shared this unified belief that these premium organic foods should be available to everyone. And that's their goal. So their goal is quality. It's bringing this to the world. I mean, they have a mission to bring certified organic, nutritious, and nutrient-dense foods to everybody they can reach. So that's what we as a team, that's what we in Purium are helping them do. And we've joined with that mission. And I'm not going to read all of these, but you can see we're certified kosher and certified organic and never have GMOs in our product. And we test for about 30 different tests to make sure that these foods that are put into our products, and these are all foods, there's never anything that is chemically made in a lab, that they're premium and that they're pure. And so these are some of the, purity things that we can depend on. Is we never have artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners. We never have synthetic vitamins, and no GMOs, no pesticides, herbicides. And we're also really committed to being plastic free. So unlike most companies actually who sell superfoods, ours come all but one product. So we have about 70 products in our line, and all but one product come in plastic-free packaging that is compostable and biodegradable, which I mean, that's that is something that really matters to me, and I know it matters to many people. So, and it matters to the people who are the founders at Purium. So this is the package that I started with when I started my lifestyle change. And now I do this every day. We talk about 90 days. We start with the first 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. We talk about beginning with 90-day minimum because it takes about that long both to change our to change our habits, to change our taste buds so that this is what we're craving, to drop the cravings maybe for sugar or products that are not so good for us, for highly processed foods. But it also takes that long to really deeply nourish our cells and detoxify our body and change our metabolism. So these products are the ones that there's a picture here. These are all included in what we call the ULT, the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. And these are some of the core benefits. Again, I'm not going to read that list, but you can see it's a long list of really of core benefits and additional benefits. The increase in energy, burning muscle and fat. It helps to detox toxins, but it also really changes up levels our mood. So as I found out as a psychotherapist and working with people, that the food we put in our body also really affects our mental health. And that's one of the things that as we make these kind of lifestyle changes, that's one of the benefits is an up-leveled mental health as well as physical health. So I'm going to break down each of these. Well, I'm going to back just a minute. See how it says there 90 days to nourish and detox? One of the things that Dave Sandoval, one of our founders, says is first we want to take the bad stuff out and then we want to flood our bodies with the good stuff. So first I'm going to talk about detoxing and then nourishing. One of the things we want to detox out of our system, as I was referring to a couple minutes ago, that our soils are depleted. And they're depleted, one of the most dangerous toxins out there. You can see this being sprayed on fields and sprayed on our agriculture is Roundup. Roundup's active ingredient is called glyphosate. And many of you may have heard of glyphosate, but some of you may not have, but certainly people have heard of Roundup. In fact, lots of people use it in your yards. And it's used I'm really sorry to say, it's still used in parks and schoolyards. And so there are over 10,000 court cases right now that from people who have been poisoned by glyphosate and whose lives are being negatively affected. So you can see it's been linked to kidney disease, diabetes, obesity, autism, Alzheimer's, dementia, MS, cancer, many things, Parkinson's. I have, we have many stories about that in our literature. So that's the problem. What we want to talk about is the solution. So here, the crisis is the poison in our foods. The crisis are these toxins, particularly glyphosate. It is in, as I mentioned, 75% of our foods and 90% of beer and wine. It's also used as a desiccant to have crops all be ready to harvest at the same time. And you can't, because the plants absorb these chemicals, you can't wash it out and you can't cook it out. So when we eat those foods, we are being poisoned by that toxin that actually is a weed killer. And I mean, it's super dangerous for our gut. So the solution that Purium has come up with is called Biomedic. and I'm going to go forward and talk a little bit about Biomedic. This is the detox. So we've talked about detoxing and nourishing. The detox helps to flush the harmful toxins, or the Biomedic helps to flush the harmful toxins and supports our gut microbiome. And it does that by helping the gut lining to heal from lots of people these days talk about leaky gut. And that's because of the toxins that get into our system and then create havoc in our gut. The Biomedic, which is you just take 2 capsules a day. It has been proven in 6 weeks to reduce glyphosate, this really poisonous toxin, out of our system by 75.5%. It's designed to detox the glyphosate, support the healthy gut microbiome, and actually reduce inflammation in our body. So once we have detox, we want to nourish our body, and Power Shake is really our go-to. We're going to be giving away a sample of the Power Shake at the end of the call, but we want to nourish our body with greens and phytonutrients. This is a synergistic formula that has super greens and healthy fats. And again, this helps to detox your body, but it's also really delicious. And I want to say everything in these products that we're talking about is sourced from nature. Everything is sourced from nature again. And that's such an important piece because so many vitamins out there are made in a lab, and our body really doesn't know what to do with those. So the Power Shake has become a staple in these ultimate lifestyle transformation packs. We drink this twice a day. And one shakes a day provides 96% of the nutrients that your body, just the minimum of what your body needs to survive. So 2 shakes a day is really helping your body to thrive. The Super Amino 23 is, I mean, we could talk about this for a long time. This product helps to burn muscle and build muscle and burn fat. Build muscle, burn fat. It is the building block of the protein that we need in our body. And it's had probably, I think, 35 different scientific research studies done on it. We use it, or people use it on this continuum of people who are hospitalized and they're unable to move, and people who, but that helps them to sustain a muscle mass, to people who are pro athletes. So most of us, I'm going to guess, fall within, kind of in the middle of that, continuum. We're probably not pro athletes, and we're, thank God, not being hospitalized at the moment, I'm hoping. But this really helps also to, besides building muscle and burning fat, it helps to, what I've come to know is create bone density. And we know particularly women over a certain age, they lose the bone density. And we're having an epidemic of osteoporosis and osteopenia. And I'm happy to report I've had bone density tests twice in the last 3 years, and I have the bone density of a 20-year-old. And I completely know that Super Amino 23 is one of the reasons for that. So I'm going to move along. The next product in our ultimate lifestyle transformation is the Apothecary. This you just drink 2 tablespoons of at night, and you can add it in water, or you can drink it in juice, or it's really quite delicious. You can eat it by itself, but it helps to have your body create naturally occurring melatonin. It helps to create the response to inflammation, a healthy response. So reducing inflammation, which we know It's connected to all those disease processes I mentioned earlier. It's good for joint health. It's good for quicker recovery. It promotes a healthy metabolism. And it's really helpful for sleep and anti-aging. So many people just love this because it helps them drop into a deep sleep. And we know that if we are not sleeping deeply, our bodies aren't actually able to heal. So that's an important piece. The Super Cleanse R is a gentle parasite cleanse, and we just take this 10 days. It's a 10-day little capsules that you take that helps to cleanse our bodies, even from a buildup of toxins and in a deeper way to cleanse parasites. And you only use this, I use this once a year. Some people use it up to 3 times a year, but it's included in your first package of your ultimate lifestyle transformation. So here are just a few testimonials that I wanted to show you of. There's weight loss difference, there is brain fog, as these people are talking about massive changes in their health, from reduced brain fog or the disappearance of brain fog to building muscle to losing weight. Wanda's saying she will never be without these products for the rest of her life. And I feel the same way. So again, here, these are the superfoods that are included. And I just want to move along here. We could talk about the 90-day program is you start with 2 meals a day and the Super Cleanse R for 10 days. And that's at $360 for a 30-day program. You also get a really cool little portable rechargeable blender that we travel with. And then the second 2 months are, you don't use the Cleanse R, so it's a little less expensive. It's $329 a month. Some people transition to the Core 4 after that. I honestly just keep using 2 meals a day. It makes me feel healthy, and it gives me the energy that I need to be active. So you can do either way. You can transition to 1 shake a day after 90 days, or you can stay on two shakes a day, and that's the difference. I want to move on to, we're going to have a testimonial and have, if you, I think, Blessa, if you can make Lindsay, be able to come off mute. Lindsay, these are some photographs of Lindsay Dean, who's going to share her story with us, and her husband. I think these are such great images, Lindsay. I have to say, really beautiful job. So take it over.
Thank you. Thank you for having me to share. Thank you for everyone being here. It's exciting that you're looking at getting your health back on track. So I started Purium back in July of 2023. My husband and I both started together, and I actually had found it through a local community page, and the person that was talking about it, I just listened to the video. It was something similar to this, sharing the information, and I knew that I needed and wanted something different. I didn't feel like I had the most unhealthy lifestyle. We've always eaten organic and stuff like that, but I definitely knew that what I was doing wasn't the best, because the way I was feeling wasn't the best. And so I wanted something better and something different. And so if you're in that boat, definitely jump on this canoe, because this has changed my life. I will say that we were fortunate enough to start with a group of people that were all in together. And that was really helpful. If I didn't have my husband, the group would have still been helpful, but I really, really, really strongly recommend pulling someone along with you. Having him do it with me and be accountable together was ideal. And So we've both together, we've lost 50 pounds. He's lost 30 and I've lost 20. And we did that within our first 60 days. And then we've maintained it. And we also, like Miriam said, we started with the ULT and we've continued with the ULT. We haven't gone to the core 4 because we also really just feel our best on these products, and we're not starving. We're not hungry, to go and stuff our faces or anything. This has truly been not a diet, but a lifestyle change. She mentioned that at the beginning. And I mean, it's in the name. It is the ultimate lifestyle transformation. So some of the things that we've lost, and I actually do have a list because the list is long. When I was looking at, you had a page up on your screen that said the core benefits list. And I went down those and I check all of those. So my list is long. We lost brain fog, belly bloat, joint pain, anxiety, which she touched on, aches and pains, food cravings, sugar cravings. I was a big sugar craving kind of girl. Inches, pounds. I told you he lost 30, I lost 20. My husband lowered his cholesterol level. It was at 210 and it went to 149. And that was in the first 30 days. We gained sustained energy. I've never been a huge like burst of energy, peppy type person. I've always needed like sleep, but this lifestyle transformation has given me sustained energy throughout the day. I don't need naps anymore. Clearer skin, definitely a healthier gut. When we have gone on vacation and stuff and maybe, tried a few little things, or even at Thanksgiving and Christmas, still, having a meal, but not needing as much. And my tummy didn't hurt afterwards. And then I went right back, to what I've been doing. The ability and desire to start working out again 5 times a week. And this one's huge for me. I was in so much pain before. If I had to kind of measure like what I would do and be careful with not overdoing it, because it would put me out for a couple of days. And now I'm really happy to say that I'm exercising pretty hard 5 days a week, just at home. And I love it. It's, it's changed a lot also. We're building strength, building those lean muscles from those super aminos. The stamina, I think the stamina and the energy go hand in hand. Healthier thoughts, which is a big one for me, better quality of sleep, and a zest for life, and truly a new lifestyle. I don't have a favorite product. I wish I could narrow it down. I love them all. And I could talk about this for a long time, but I won't bore you with all my details. I think all of us on here that have experience with it could do the same, but I wish that I would have found it sooner. I will say with that group dynamic that we did, my husband and I, when we decided to do this, it really truly was an investment in ourselves, an investment in us getting healthy again. I have 2 grandsons. One's 5 and one's 2 months old, and I want to live a long, healthy life for them, but I don't want to just live a long, healthy life. I want my body to fire the way it's supposed to. I want it to run as prime as it possibly can. And I feel like I'm there. I have more room to go, and I'm going to keep going, but I absolutely feel, for the first time in my life, nourished, hydrated, and healthy and strong. And I'm excited about it. And it excites me that other people want this. And so get with whoever you can, bring them with you, your spouses, your family, your friends, and do it together. It's something that you won't regret. And thank you for the time that you gave me to share.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. Honestly, Lindsay, I love your story, and there's nothing boring about it. There's nothing boring that you're sharing there. I think you're right that it's so many things on that list that we have all experienced, and we could talk about the changes in our lives for so long, because it's life-changing stuff. And again, I appreciate everything that you shared. And I know we have others on here who have had the other or the similar, but their own personal transformation life transformation. And we're going to be doing these calls every other Saturday morning. So if you have friends to bring, please bring them along, like Lindsay suggested, and we'll hear some different stories. And although I don't know, I always have to hear Lindsay's. And then beginning in March, the 1st of March, we're going to start a group support that anybody who would like to join, we'll start the 1st of March, but you can join anytime throughout March, and we'll do a 90-day support on Zoom calls and meal plans. And I want to make sure that I say that this is not about taking away, all of our food. We get to eat an abundance of food, and we're just changing what those foods are. We're cutting out processed foods, and for the first 30 days, we're cutting out. If you choose to do this, and you don't have to, but I recommend it. Cutting out dairy and maybe animal products, but really, it's incorporating it into whatever life you lead. It will have an effect on your life. So